What up YouTube, Salvador Briggman here. Welcome back to the Life of Freedom channel. On this channel we talk about business, advice, lifestyle, blogging, a lot of different stuff, self-development, but particularly today I want to talk about different ideas that you can have for getting started with blogging, for getting started with your very first blog. How should you get started? And let's talk about some ways to generate ideas for that blog. So first of all, there are only two types of blogs. There are entertaining blogs and there are informational blogs. Entertaining blogs are gossip blogs, news-related blogs, politics, funny stuff, comics, etc. Educational blogs are trying to teach someone how to do something. It could be how to use a photography accessory. It could be trying to learn how to become more fit and learning about working out. It could be learning how to speak better or do public speaking. Whatever it is, you're educating about something. You first have to decide which bucket you want to play in. Do you want to be the entertainer? Do you want to bring good vibes and emotions to people? Or do you want to be the educator, the person teaching people how to do things? You have to decide which bucket you want to be in. Once you do that, you can begin to examine your own life. And I think the best way to think about blogging, particularly from the educational angle, is to think about what value can you bring other people? What can you teach people? What can you share with people where it will better their life? Maybe they'll go out there and be able to learn something new, or they'll be able to accomplish something, or because of the way you talk or the way that you communicate, you're going to make people smile and make them laugh. Think about the value that you can bring other people. The reason why I recommend that sort of perspective shift is because a lot of new bloggers will think, wow, I'm really into fiction, or I'm really into spirituality. Maybe I should write a blog on that. And while it's a great starting point, you need to be passionate about your topic, it's more important to think about the people that you're serving, the readers that you're writing for, those people who maybe are similar to you, but also have lots of different questions, they have lots of different things that they're struggling with. That's really going to yield a lot more positive blog ideas that are going to be profitable in the long run. It's extremely hard to run a blog that's just about everything. It's like it's a hodgepodge of fitness and also psychology and also engineering and like maybe also cool things that you're doing around the city and maybe your favorite restaurants in New York or wherever you are. It's hard to run a blog that is catered to so many different topics, and that's usually a newbie or a beginner mistake. They think I'm into all these things, so maybe I should just write on all of them. The problem with that is a reader who is interested in eating out, interested in learning about different restaurants and cool ones that are opening up in the city, they're not going to be as interested in maybe your business tips or your business advice. So it pays more dividends to think about the reader and the person you're serving and what type of content you can deliver to them. So I'll give you an example of this. In 2012, I was doing a mini econ thesis at George Washington University. This is where I went to college, and basically my thesis was all about Kickstarter and crowdfunding. And what I did was I compared the different categories on Kickstarter, like publishing and gaming and design and technology, and I looked at the variables that affect success on these different categories. So to get really technical here, I was using a logistic regression, and I was seeing how these variables affected success. And I started to publish my findings a little bit. I started a blog around the subject. I started to share some of the things I was learning about crowdfunding. And what I discovered was a lot of other people out there are also interested in learning about crowdfunding. So I started to get hit up by people who were interested in having help with their campaigns, or were really curious about the things I was learning when it came to email marketing and social media and how that impacts crowdfunding campaigns. Long story short, that is the genesis of the blog that I do today full time. It really led to me becoming an authority in this industry when it comes to crowdfunding, raising money for companies. Now I have a YouTube channel that has over 5K subscribers on that. I have a really big blog, multiple online forums, a podcast, etc. The only reason that emerged was because I realized that people out there are interested in learning about this subject and reading about this subject, and then also I was just as passionate about learning about it. So not only did I already have some marketing knowledge, but I also went out there and I interviewed successful campaigners. I really went out there to learn myself the best practices of the industry and discover those things from studying different campaigns. And then I brought all of that education to the reader and sort of handed it to them on a silver platter. What I love about marketing, about getting people to buy products, about sales, about funding, is the fact of the psychology behind it. That's what I am so interested in and passionate about when it comes to crowdfunding. crowdfunding and understanding why some products blow up, get lots and lots of traction and popularity, and other ones don't. You have to first obviously take into account what you are interested in and your passions, but more important is the value that you can bring other people with your blog. I knew this was a topic that I could write on for years and years just because I was so fascinated by it. I was so interested in it. New developments are always coming about, so it was something that I could talk about ongoing for many, many years. When you start your blog, it's kind of like a romance. It's kind of like a new relationship. It's gonna be really exciting at first, lots of new stuff, lots of fun things. It's gonna be really fun to write articles. You're always gonna be looking forward to it, but over time, it's going to stagnate a little bit. It's gonna lose its romance because you've been doing it for so long, it's become your job. Make sure that you pick a blog topic or an idea for your blog that is going to be long-term for you. That's something that you're going to be interested in a year from now, 2 years from now, or 3 years from now. If you don't do that, probably what's going to end up happening is you're going to write a bunch of articles, maybe you'll get a little bit of traffic, and then you're just going to kind of give up on the blog. You're going to get bored, or you're going to get frustrated, and you're just going to stop writing. When you pick a topic for the long term, you're ensuring your own success, you're ensuring the success of the blog, and then you're going to keep your commitment to write on it regularly, whether that's 1 month or twice a month or however much you're writing, you're going to keep that commitment. Now, I know we said we would talk about some of the ideas we can generate for your blog, so what I'm going to do with the last part of this video is we're going to go through all of the different major industries when it comes to blogging. So the major industries, not only the book industries, but also blogging, are fitness and healthy eating, cooking, fashion, finance and personal finance advice, business, and dating. Those are the major 6 industries. You can argue there are some other ones out there, or there are sort of subcategories of these larger industries, but for the most part, if you go into a bookstore and you're trying to learn about different topics, there is cooking, there are books about fitness, there are books about personal finance and business and dating and all these different things. So it really mirrors the way that the blog industry has also segmented itself. Now, I'm not saying that all blogs fall into these industries, but a large majority of them do, and particularly the ones that are more focused on education and teaching and sharing things and really helping people to accomplish things in their life. Blogging has fundamentally changed the trajectory of my life. I went from someone who wasn't really happy with the startup company that I was doing, didn't want to work in corporate America, to now being able to not have to go to a 9-to-5 job, being able to work at home, being able to work anywhere around the world if I want to, earning a healthy amount of money, and also earning passive income. It's been an incredible, wild journey, and there are tons of other benefits that come with blogging, not only in terms of helping people, but also gaining an audience, having an audience, a loyal group of people who are regularly reading and consuming your content. If you want to do the exact same thing, there's only one thing you have to do to get started, and that is start your blog. Stop putting it off and start your freaking blog. Down below, I'm including a step-by-step guide that will walk you through exactly how to start your blog from start to finish, and it's only going to take you 15 minutes. This is the same step using this same software that every single major professional blogger has gone through. This is the thing you have to pass through. This is like your rite of passage, if you will. If you want to stop thinking about this idea and finally get it off of your head and get it into the real world, you have to take action. You have to start your blog. If you don't really think blogging is for you, just based on the fact that you maybe don't like writing, or you're not interested in teaching or putting yourself out there, that's fine. You don't have to become a blogger. There are lots of other cool jobs. You can be a YouTuber, you could be a podcaster. There are lots of cool things to do, but if you are interested in becoming a blogger, the first step is to actually start that blog. And you can do that by just following the tutorial. It's free that I have down below. You can check that out. Once you go through this, you can connect with me on my website. My name is Salvador Briggman. I coach students when it comes to setting up and growing their blog, getting an audience, making money, all of that kind of stuff. So you can reach out to me after you're done with that process. I hope you enjoyed this video. I also have a lot of videos out there on the topic of blogging, so I invite you to dive in. They're all free on YouTube. You can check them out. Always love to hear from you in the comments section. I'm a pretty positive guy, so as long as you keep it positive, I'm happy to answer some questions, happy to get into your also blog, what you're trying to create, so leave me a comment down below. Finally, my name is Salvador Briggman, and I'll see you next time.